Now, the Sharks will have to, again, talk things over, because the situation now is you got a great pistol, and it was cool. It was a good strategy, trying to cut the distance down and trying to show that you understand the map a little bit better. But since that round, it does feel like they've been overcomplicating things, and that is where the bounty hunters have been able to capitalize. Of course, a lot of game to play, but it's just something to think about once we get those guns out again.
Wasn't Gapolo like a relatively new IGL? Like, I mean, he's called maybe in the past, but nothing high stake. Yeah,
he was opping for a long time, and he had to give that up because his individual level was dipping. And I do have to give him credit that, like, okay, things are not working out for you individually. Like, I want to still show that I've got something to give on this organization. Let me try to call, and I think he's done a fairly good job for that. I mean, in some of the limited time that I've watched him. Of course, he's still got a long way to go because we've seen, as me personally, I've seen the high highs of it. I've seen the low lows of it, where they got battered out of the Dallas qualifiers, and they didn't look like they were a competitive team at all. But I think that really comes down to just that experience and learning how to call out of bad situations, and that takes a little bit of skill, and it takes a little bit of time as well.
Yeah, it definitely does, and that's a cool thing too. Like when we talk about like a lot of these teams are starting to have like new IGLs that are really starting to take that challenge, and we all know like how difficult that can be. There's so many lessons you have to learn. So I agree with you. I think it's a good thing that he tried it and kind of recognizing what I'll pick things up. I'll see what I can do with it. It's a long road ahead. And like you said, it has been some highs, definitely seen some lows, because I think the surprising part, you lightly touched on, was the fact of the qualifier. The fact that they came in, what, like 3rd or 4th place?
Last.
So it wasn't really
Last.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Well, there you go. Okay, so even worse than I thought, right? So not the greatest, in terms of performance, but that's where we're saying hopefully things can get a little bit better as time progresses, right?
You'd like to think. This time they're gonna go behind these crossbows, but Myron's here to duel alongside Turtle. They get a 2-for-1. They can fall away as well. A little bit of chip damage on a Nyx. And I like the idea from the Sharks to actually go and follow through with the crossmokes that they have, but Myron and Turtle have already done the necessary damage to make this a doable round here for the CTs. Again, one of these slowdown situations, but another crossfire is available. Myron has spotted out 2 of these players, and sure, he takes a little bit of damage, but at this point, they've already figured out where the Sharks have the rest of these forces, and at this point, maybe try to fly up the vent, maybe see if Koala can find something, and there's nobody's jump spotting from